Today we will be testing the value chart indicator. But before we do, if you have not watched the first video on the channel and all the videos after that, you need to go do that now. Here at the Academy of Forex, we are building the best trading system possible as a team. There is also a link down below to sign up for Tradingview. You can save a little bit of money if you use the link below to sign up for your account. You can also find a link below to join us on Discord. Lastly, if you would like a list of all the indicators we have tested along with their win rates, but you aren't interested in watching all the videos on the channel, you can sign up for our $9 Patreon, and you will receive the complete list of indicators. We also would like to introduce our Patreon exclusive Discord channel. As a $9 Patreon, you will be invited to join an exclusive Discord channel where we will give you a list of winning indicators and links for the MT platform, give you winning strategies, post trade ideas, give advanced advice, and much more. So click the link below to join our Patreon. Alright, as I said, today we will be testing the value chart indicator. Before we do though, I wanted to put the testing scoreboard up for everyone to see. So to date, we have tested a total of 51 different strategies, with 13 of them being profitable. We have also tested a total of 654 indicators, with 266 of them being winners. The best ones so far were able to achieve a 100% win rate. Now you need to go back and watch those videos to understand the context of how they were able to achieve that. So go back and watch those videos and see what you can get out of those winning indicators. And keep in mind that we test most of these strategies and indicators on the Forex market, but they can be applied to just about any market universally. Okay, so today's indicator is the value chart indicator, and you can see it here on the bottom of the screen. And so I know in the comments, again, I've heard in the last couple of videos that some of the viewers tend to think that I concentrate on overbought and oversold areas a little too much. But again, this particular creator that creates these indicators, the vast majority of his indicators tend to be oscillating indicators that have an overbought and an oversold area, and he even specifically will indicate that is kind of how they are to be used. Now, of course, you know, in our journey here, what we're trying to do is maybe use indicators in ways that they weren't necessarily meant to be used, and so typically what we do is I will test an indicator first and foremost the way it was meant to be used, and then we will often maybe experiment a little bit and try different ways. And so let's start this one off again with the way that it was meant to be used. So the creator specifically notates that these red areas, lower and upper areas here, are definitely extreme points, areas where once the oscillating line, the red oscillating lines here is kind of like a band running through, and then a green oscillating line as well. And so once we get a red line, one of these red bands that peak up into the red zone, or the red band that peaks down into the red zone down here below, then the price or the, you know, whatever security is in an extreme kind of condition at that point, either a high extreme or a low extreme. And then we should look for kind of a reversal, kind of back to the mean, if you will. And so we again are going to go ahead and try to test it that way, maybe with my own little spin on it. And so what we're going to look for is when we get a spike to the lower side or a spike to the upper side into the red area. And then what we are going to do is we are going to look for that band. So there's again a lower band and a upper band. So depending on which one. If it's an upper band, then we're looking for that upper band to then cross back down below into this green area here. If it is a lower band, then we are looking for that lower band to then cross back into this green zone here as well. And that will be our signal to either go short if it's upper, or to go long if it is lower. So let's try this first and see what we get out of it. And then I have at least one other idea that I think we can kind of apply to this one to see if that works as well. And then of course the comment section, you guys can throw out ideas as well. We'll see about testing those. So let's get on with the testing and see what we can get. All right, so the first signal that we pick up is a long signal. Let me just double check our dates. Yep, we were within it there. Yep, even when it peaked. So we get a small peak to the downside right here. We actually get two, but the line isn't able to make it up into the green section before it get that first one. Then it comes up, doesn't make it into the green area, comes back down, peaks underneath it there again, and then eventually makes its way back up to the green side here. Right here on this candle, we get a little bit of a push to the upside, but unfortunately we are not able to get to the take profit before we get a strong move back to the downside there, which does come down and stop us out. So let's go ahead and continue on. All right, so we are on to our second signal here. Again, a long signal. We get that spike to the downside here. Then we get the move up into the green section right here on this one. Unfortunately, it's just right at the top of this pullback. And so we get the spike is momentum to the downside. The pullback into the green was just a slight pullback or correction in the market before it then continues to push down really heavily there. And that does stop us out. So let's go ahead and continue on. All right, so one more long signal here. We get that spike to the downside, the move into the green. We get a nice push to the upside there, which does finally come up and get us to a take profit. So, all right, what I'm going to do here is go ahead and fast forward through the rest of the testing. That way things don't take too long. And we'll pick this up when we are at the end of the year. All right, so that's going to put us at the end right there. Before we take a look at what this was able to achieve, now would be a good time to say that if you are interested in excelling your trading knowledge, I highly recommend that you join our Patreon only channel on our Discord server. You can find a link to our Patreon down below, as well as a link to our Discord. Once you sign up as a patron, it'll give you access to the Patreon only channel, where we post some really great advanced information about trading strategies, trading indicators, and trading philosophy in general. And as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, you'll get access to the full list of indicators that we have tested. That comes in an Excel version and a PDF version. And you will get that full list of indicators showing exactly which indicators were winners, which ones were losers, as well as their win rates. And you'll get access to an Excel sheet of all the strategies that we have tested that shows exactly which strategies were winners, which ones were losers, as well as their win rates, and links to go back and review those individual strategies. And so there is a lot of benefits to becoming a patron of the channel, and it doesn't cost hardly anything at all. I highly recommend it. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at our indicator here. Everything in focus. There we go. Let's go ahead and count it out. See what we have. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So we have 12 trades altogether. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 8 winning trades. And so that will meet the 60% criteria that we are looking for. An interesting indicator. It seemed like it was doing rather well in the way that we're kind of using it there. All in all, pretty solid. Wish it gave more trades within the 1 year's time. 12 is a little, kind of a little short on the number of trades that we're looking for, but a decent win rate nonetheless. Typically, I think in this instance, I would just go ahead and move on from this one. But again, I think we'll try it one other way just to kind of see how it works instead of using it as an overbought, oversold type situation. We'll try it one other slight difference to it to see what that can do. But for now, it is going to go on the yes list. It'll stay on the yes list regardless, and we will move on to the next video from here.